Hi and welcome to another review of non-Western art exhibitions in London with Asana and Jana. We're today looking at Rana Hamadeh and her piece The Sleepwalkers, a video piece at the Showroom on Penfold Street in London. The work comes from a starting point of a famous court case in Egyptian history in the 1920s of two sisters who allegedly murdered 17 workers. And there's ambiguity about this because really they think that this was pinned on them really to suppress them because they were kind of freedom fighters and were bucking against the system. So the work was loosely about the theatricality of the justice system. Now I found it exactly the kind of thing that annoys people about contemporary art. Men in lycra talking in tongues. I did like it, but I do think that this was inaccessible. You didn't find that?
I agree with you. Men in Like We're Talking in Tongues. Yes, it's very weird. This is a weird, wacky, but wonderful show. It is half an hour long, and throughout the sort of half an hour, the first 10 to 20 minutes, you really start to understand how hard it would have been for these sisters to show the truth, whether that was them just being resistance fighters and political thinkers, and as women as well, this whole idea of gender politics comes into it as well. Are women allowed to have voices in the 1920s in Egypt on top of that?
And a patriarchal Egypt.
Exactly, in a patriarchal society. And actually all of that was shown through the weird formality of the artwork. It was weird and wacky. It's amazing, interesting camera angles, and the sound makes it interesting as well. Those are pull focuses, which I thought was really, really good. I understand how people would find it hard to really sort of sit down and contemplate what was going on, but all of that kind of weirdness, the formal ambiguity of it all, showed that the truth would never out.
The thing is, for me, it felt like a cacophony. It felt like so many interesting themes that deserved attention in their own right. And when it all came on board and all came in this video in one half an hour or something like that, it was just too much.
But then that's also the kind of point of it. I think when it comes down to it, the most important thing is that you go and see the show, sit down, look at it the whole half an hour. It may feel hard at certain points in time, but take your time, watch it. There are some really interesting concepts being portrayed and spoken about in this particular show. So that's what you really should do. Come back to us for the next review soon.